Hello, welcome back to another video. We are just chatting a bunch of rubbish right now. Really, that's what we're gonna be doing on today's video. Literally gonna be chatting rubbish because I haven't uploaded in 3 days, and we're coming back to normal schedule when it comes to football and stuff like that and transfers. Because I would have loved to make another West Ham transfers video if West Ham did something, but we're gonna talk about it today. So Pablo Fornals to Betis, Benrahma to Lyon, maybe. The Jota deal is off. What's his name? The Ghana player. I keep forgetting his bloody name. Yeah, him. The Ibrahim Osman. That deal could be off as well. Like Ben Johnson, we've rejected a bid from Palace or an approach or an inquiry or whatever you want to call it from Palace as well, and this is typical West Ham in January, isn't it? It's typical West Ham in January. Fornals going to Betis. It doesn't surprise me in the sense that Pellegrini signed him in the first place. Pellegrini literally signed him for us, and Fornals wants game time. And listen, fair enough, you want game time. This guy, the same guy that wanted to retire here a couple of years ago. So I'm assuming he expected to play every game for the rest of his career at West Ham, or start most of the games for the rest of his career at West Ham. Well, I'm sorry, that's not how football works. To be honest with you, I'm not as sad as everyone else that when Fornals and Benrahma leave. I'm not as sad as everyone else. I'll be completely honest with you, and I don't think anyone that watches this channel will be surprised about that. I think they're cult heroes. Listen, I've seen a lot of bad players at West Ham. I don't think they are nowhere near the worst. But for the level we want to stay at, for the level we want to go to, we need better depth for when Paquetá, Kudus, and Bowen are injured for that as well. We need a starting left winger for me, even though Moyes would probably just put Paquetá on the left. But we need a starting left winger. Neither of them can start in any position. I don't care whether it's through the middle. I don't care whether it's on the right or the left. Neither of these players, Fornals and Benrahma, cannot continue for much longer. And when they get more of a confirmation that they're going, maybe less so Benrahma, maybe more so Pablo Fornals. If Benrahma's still here, then I don't know, man. I don't know. We're gonna just have to suffer with Benrahma and the lack of game time for Cornet then. But I get we need to sell, but we need replacement. But I thought we needed to sell before we needed to buy, and now we need to hope that we have a replacement before we sell these players. You need to accept that Benrahma bid. You're not going to get more than 15 million. Like, at this time of the window, you've had a whole window to do your business, and this is what you're doing right now. You're doing a lack of business again in January. It's the Danny Ings window all over again. It's the Lingard window all over again. It's the lack of transfers in the 21-22 season all over again. Well, we needed a striker. We didn't get one. And we've heard the stories before. We still need a striker. We still need a left winger. Mainly a left winger, in my opinion. A left winger, get an attacker. I don't know what this Trevor Chalobah stuff is all about. Unless you're selling again. Then we have, 5 centre-backs? There's no need to go to a back three. If you ever think about going back to a back three, we will decline as a club again. We will go back to mid-table again. We're not going to go back to relegation battle. You've seen the teams this season, Jesus Christ. But obviously, I get why West Ham rejected the Ben Johnson approach. We don't have another right back apart from Sufal. And even if we had let Ben Johnson go, we wouldn't have a right back starting for the Bournemouth game unless we put Ogbonna and Zuma centre backs and Mavropanos right back, who can play right back, but no point. I don't want Ben Johnson at this club. I don't want him to get a new contract, and a few games ain't gonna change my mind. I think we need to upgrade. But people on Twitter, people are easily pleased nowadays. If you have 3 good games, 3 or 4 good games, you can play anywhere, then you can change your mind about a player again. I have never been that much of a big fan of Ben Johnson, apart from the time where he scored against Villa, that period of time, and even then, when you got closer to the season, the guy can't cross, the guy can't shoot, well, the guy can barely shoot. He's good with both feet, and he used to be good 1v1 defending, but even the cameo against Sheffield United, he was winning the ball, driving with the ball, but then what was he doing with it? It was a shit that he still can't cross a ball. He's not exactly strong, he's not exactly physical, he's not exactly elite 1v1, I wouldn't give him a new contract, but we're going to give him a new contract, and I don't understand. I think this club is kind of serious with moving on Fornals and Benrahma because they're not good enough. And I've never heard more excuses for a player than Pablo Fornals at this club. But with if you're going to sell Fornals and Benrahma, you have to not just bring in depth, but bring in an upgrade. I would rather you buy no one than don't bring in an upgrade. I have watched Jota like twice in my life. Probably once I think he played the Real Madrid game in the Champions League. If not, then he played in some old firm that I would have watched. But I can't give you a full-on analysis on how he performed and what type of player he is. Like, I just heard good things about him. I've never watched this Osman guy in my life, but I get why you're not paying the money because he's got 6 months left on his contract and all that. But surely you got to move on to other targets. Why have you left it so late again? And because we play on deadline day, again, like we did against Luton in the summer, it's going to be an excuse why we couldn't buy anyone. It's deadline day. We're not going to sign anyone. Like, I can predict we're not going to sign anyone. And if we don't sign anyone, it's not good enough. We're going to dip down to 9th, and people are going to give excuses. But Moyes won you a trophy last season, and all of this bollocks. It was his choice to not sign anyone apart from Calvin Phillips, who isn't an attacker. He's going to run players into the ground again. Antonio, we're going to have to rely on Antonio coming back. And he's had 2 injuries this season. One was a setback to the original injury. We're in the Europa League. Thursday, Sunday football is going to catch up to us. And Paquetá, I can't say he's injury prone, but him and Kudus can get an injury. And I've never seen Bowen pick up so many injuries in a season either. And we're just going to rely on all 3 of these players. It's not good enough. But make sure to like the video. Hope you like the new thumbnail. I am trying to experiment more with the thumbnails because I don't know how to edit thumbnails, but I will try my best. We're going to try and upgrade on the channel. We're trying our best to move up in the world. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys later, and goodbye.